Philippines, may I introduce the Chair of the Committee on Public Information, Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines, the Honorable Leonardo A. Sumbing.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Pleasant good afternoon to all of you. Excellencies, the Honorable Chief Justices and Justices from different countries present here today, our own Chief Justice Artemio Panganiban and former Chief Justice Gerardo Davide Jr., all the members of the court from the lowest level to the highest level now here, Chancellor of the Judicial Academy, Justice Emerfina Herrera, the Program Management Officer, Judicial Reform Administrator, Director Dongdong. Thank you so much for inviting us, including me, to this global forum. I know that most of you, or several of you, have been here last year for the AKJR, which is the Action Program for Judicial Reform International Conference and Showcase. The experience that we had with you last year had been most fruitful, and we continue that hope to include this global forum so that we can have a productive exchange of ideas, not just on paper, but also for actual implementation and court work. Just to say welcome also to the members of the bar who are present, including the President of the International Bar Association, Mr. Fernando Pongo Garcia, the past President and co-chair of the American Bar Association Task Force on the Rule of Law, Madam Diana P. Campe, and Judge Santiago Temendi of the Judicial Educators Network from Argentina. We know that they're joining us for the first time, and we're expanding our linkages with the bar from different countries, even us. We continue to also expand our cooperation with the different courts around the world, even with contrasting judicial systems. We bid a special welcome to Honorable Beverly McLaughlin, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Canada. I hope she has already arrived. The Honorable Virginius Balances, the President of the Supreme Administrative Court of Lithuania. And we have heard him already in his first lecture. The first President of the Cour de Cassation of France, Honorable Guy Canivet. And we have also listened this morning to the Honorable Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Russian Federation, the Honorable Justice M. Lebedev, who will join us in the centennial celebration of the Supreme Court in the year 2001. We have another Lady Justice, Chief Justice in fact, the Honorable Vilma Morales Montalban from Honduras. And we have Chief Justice, Deputy the Supreme Constitutional Court of Egypt, the Honorable Adel Omar Sharif, as well as Justice of the Supreme People's Court of China, the Honorable Li Qi. We have Professor from Pyongyang University Institute of Artistic Studies of Seoul, Korea, Professor Bae Yoon, and many distinguished academic members of the faculties of law from several countries to join us in our discussions. I also would like to personally welcome Justice Clifford Wallace of the USA, who since about 25 years ago have helped us in the World Association of Jurists to know more about democracy, about liberty, and the work of the court. This time we have a special group of personalities who will come with us representing or in person. For example, Mr. Renato De Soto of the Institute of Liberty and Democracy. I think he's advisor of our president on the UN Programs Development Program. Mr. Antonio Miloto of our Gawad Kalina, awardee of the Raman Magsaysay Foundation for the year 2006. And hopefully, Madame Loida Nicolas Luis, a lawyer who is an international executive based mostly in China and the US, as well as he's coming around, I hope, the chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Bill Gates III himself. I think that in a short while we will have with us the Secretary of the Department of Finance of the Philippines, the Honorable Margarito Viqueres, former President of the Land Bank of the Philippines, in order that he may assist us in thinking out the specific programs that would assist the judiciary in its many perplexing problems. This afternoon we will also witness another presentation, this time a book launching that will tell us more about liberty and prosperity from the perspective of decisions reached by the Philippine Supreme Court, but mainly through the writing of our incumbent Chief Justice on liberty and prosperity. I understand that the book, for as long as there are copies printed by our court, will be given free to the participants. Formal launching will be done this afternoon. If you think that you have a long program today, I think you will understand that it is only because of the gravity of the subject we are trying to dwell on this global forum, which is liberty and prosperity. But I have been assured by the organizers that this will not be an idle exercise. All of you are now wearing a welcome shell necklace, but if you look, there is a marking there, but there is actually not just a shell, but a black pearl. I understand that based on our performance, which will be duly graded by the academicians, led by former Dean Raul Pangalaman from the UP College of Law, you can actually make a claim for the real black pearl, which forms the word or a letter O in the word prosperity. So for as long as you're with us, you may have the liberty of enjoying everything in this hotel. And at the end of our 3-day forum, next to this street, there is a famous pearl store where you can, if you wish, claim the black pearl. So have a good time and let's have a pleasant discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Justice Isambing. At this point, we will now show the audiovisual presentation that captures the essence and contents of a book that will be launched very shortly. For a fuller appreciation of the video, Your Honors and Your Excellency's permission, we shall be dimming the lights.
Mr. Chief Justice Antonio V. Panganiban joined the Supreme Court in 1995. In his 11 years in the court, he not only rose to become the Chief Magistrate of the land, he set an exceptional record of ethics and excellence. As a tribute to his industry and intellect, Chief Justice Panganiban's staff head, Attorney Emma C. Matamo, compiled the legal doctrines found in over 1,200 full-length decisions and opinions of Chief Justice Artemio V. Panganiban. A book aptly titled Summa, Syllabi of the Decisions and Opinions of Chief Justice Artemio V. Panganiban. Summa literally means sum or total. It also refers to a synthesis or summary of a writer's work.
To keep up with the fast pace and prolificacy of then Associate Justice Panganiban, his judicial staff in 1998 conceived this project of compiling the legal doctrines in his ponencias. The compilation was for the purpose of facilitating our research and preparation of draft decisions. Later on, with the thought that retiring members of the court usually give out books of their ponencias as mementos, I realized that Justice Panganiban simply had too many full-length ponencias for compilation and distribution. So I revived the project in 2004. This time, besides the jurisprudential teachings in his decisions, I also included the many inspiring and intense remarks found in his separate, concurring, and dissenting opinions in order to give a fuller perspective of him as a jurist.
In the book's foreword, retired Chief Justice Hilario G. Davide Jr. points out that the anthology embodies the unflagging determination not just of a tireless public servant, but more so of a learned jurist who is an embodiment of intelligence, competence, integrity, industry, probity, and independence. For easy reference, Summa is divided into 10 chapters and is arranged topically according to relevant fields of law. It includes Chief Justice Panganiban's landmark ponencias such as the case of Labugal Bilaan Tribal Association versus Ramos, a decision he penned which upheld the constitutionality of the Mining Act of 1995 and is so far the longest ruling in the court's history. The case of Tanyada versus Angara, a decision that upheld the constitutionality of the Philippine adherence to the World Trade Organization. The case of Republic of the Philippines versus Molina, which finds him the requisites of psychological incapacity as a ground to declare a marriage void, and many more. On the ponencias of Chief Justice Panganiban, Senior Justice Reynato S. Puno notes, embedded in those numerous decisions, written in crisp and clear style, is his judicial philosophy, which will long serve as pole star to posterity. While Justice Angelina Sandoval Gutierrez exalts that his work in the court is basically a treasury of eloquent landmark decisions, Justice Antonio T. Carpio adds his own comment, undoubtedly the most prolific writer of the court, bar none. In terms of ponencias and books written, Justice Panganiban remains unsurpassed in the court. This attests to Justice Panganiban's tireless passion for writing and his relentless pursuit of excellence in the law. Justice Romeo J. Callejo Sr. sums up this accomplishment: one book a year and no cases left undecided. Justice Minita V. Chico Nazario also describes his ponencias as his well-crafted and well-studied ponencias echo a resolute adherence to judicial supremacy. And Associate Justice Presbitero J. Velasco Jr. says, his ponencias are anchored on strong and stable moorings, as he cites the applicable rules, chapter and verse to support his conclusions. Indeed, Summa is an embodiment of Chief Justice Panganiban's wisdom in law and justice, a legacy to the judiciary and legal profession.
I even recommend the book to laymen, not just the lawyers, not just the justices or the judges, because his style is really plain, simple, and direct language. He's not only the learned people who must heed the lessons of his country.
He segregates his rulings, he divides it into topics that would address the issues. So what's nice about it is you can immediately see the flow of his thoughts. It's something that's very Panganibanish. So it's unique to him.
This year, Mr. Chief Justice Artemio V. Panganiban will finally hang up his robe. But he will leave the court with a heritage. A heritage documented in the pages of Suma.
May I acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, Speaker Jose de Velicia Jr. Joining us this afternoon for the book launch is the Chief Justice Staff Head, the person responsible for compiling this syllabi. Please welcome Attorney Emma C. Matamon to present the copy to Chief Justice Panganiban. May I also call on stage the Honorable Chief Justice Panganiban to receive his personal copy of the book.
My distinct honor and privilege to present to Mr. Chief Justice Panganiban the book Suma, his award inspired by his industry and commitment to ethics and excellence.